Something massive, something that many people have been waiting for, something that carries enormous weight for the entire Southeast geopolitical zone and for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is what we are breaking down for you today in this video. We go step by step, we go layer by layer, so that the old, the young, and every single person watching this video will understand what is happening, what it means, and where everything is heading. So, what you see on your screen right now is the video of Obasanjo meeting President Bola Tinubu to discuss the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Obasanjo, who is one of the most powerful, most influential, and most respected elder statesmen in all of Africa, particularly Nigeria, has inserted himself into this conversation. And today we are going to tell you exactly why, exactly how, and exactly what it means for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu going forward. Now, the question you must be asking yourself is this: why is Obasanjo entering this video? Why is he making a move toward Tinubu? And what does any of this have to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sitting inside Sokoto Custodial Center right now? Make I break it down for you carefully, one point at a time. First, let us go back in time, not too far, just enough to understand the full video of events. You know, say the Southeast Governors Forum hosted former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who paid the governors a solidarity visit. After over 7 hours of marathon meeting, the forum resolved to visit President Tinubu to discuss all pressing issues concerning the Southeast region, including specifically the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was a critical moment. That was the moment Obasanjo first publicly inserted himself into this conversation. Not loudly, not with a press conference, not with noise, but quietly, strategically, in the manner of a man who has been in power before and understands exactly how it operates in Nigeria. He knows that the loudest voice is not always the most effective voice. Sometimes silence is the most powerful weapon a man can carry into a negotiation. Now, after that meeting, something very interesting happened. Obasanjo, through his special assistant on media, Kehinde Akinyemi, stated that although he and former Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Chief Emeka Anyaoku, met with the Southeast governors to discuss regional development issues, the purported planned release of Kanu by the federal government was not part of the discussion. He denied it. He distanced himself from it publicly. Now ask yourself, why would a man of Obasanjo's intelligence, of Obasanjo's political experience, of Obasanjo's caliber come out to deny that Kanu was discussed? Think about it carefully. In Nigerian politics, when powerful men are truly working behind the scenes on something sensitive, they do not confirm it publicly until the time is right. That is the way power moves in this country. That is how major deals are brokered. You do not announce your landing before the plane touches down. The denial itself is part of the strategy. The denial keeps the doors open. The denial protects the negotiation. Now let us fast forward to what is happening as of today. The pressure on President Tinubu regarding Kanu's case has reached a boiling point from multiple angles at the same time. Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, was convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment for terrorism by a federal court in Abuja and is currently serving that sentence at the Sokoto Custodial Center. He has recently appealed against his conviction. That appeal is active. That appeal is ongoing. That appeal is moving. And as that legal battle rages inside the courtrooms, the political battle is raging just as fiercely outside the courtroom, in Aso Rock, in government houses, in boardrooms, and in meetings between elder statesmen and the presidency. Look at what happened inside Aso Rock itself, right there in front of Tinubu, in his own house. A traditional ruler from the southeast, Dr. Lawrence Agubuzu, The Ize Ogbunechendo of Ezema Olo Kingdom in Enugu State stood up and stunned the entire audience inside the Aso Rock Villa. He told President Tinubu directly, with the president seated right there as special guest of honor, to immediately release Nnamdi Kanu or return him to Kenya where he was seized from. Think deeply about what that means. This man did not go outside and say it on the street. He did not post it on social media. He walked into Tinubu's house, stood in front of him, looked him in the eye, and said, "Release this man." That takes courage. That takes a people who are serious. That takes a people who are completely fed up and who are no longer willing to remain quiet. And it did not stop there. The same traditional ruler told President Tinubu that Kanu's continued detention was fueling dangerous agitation among the youth in the southeast. He said, "Bring this man out. If we don't want him in Nigeria, return him to Kenya or London where they took him from." He said, "Please do something about this. We cannot make progress in this country if we don't tell ourselves the truth." That statement landed inside Aso Rock like a thunderbolt. The whole country heard it. And now Tinubu is feeling the weight of pressure from traditional rulers, from governors, from legal practitioners, from human rights organizations, and now sitting at the very top of all that pressure, from Olusegun Obasanjo himself. So what specific role is Obasanjo playing right now? Let me show you the full video. You know this man's history. Aloy Ejimakor, the legal consultant to Nnamdi Kanu, publicly urged Igbo leaders to emulate former President Olusegun Obasanjo, recalling how Obasanjo and Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka physically visited Yoruba freedom fighter Sunday Igboho in Benin Republic. Ejimako said they never feared Buhari because it was a just cause and that freeing Nnamdi Kanu is equally a just cause. So even Mazi's own legal team, Aloy Ejimako himself, Bari, has publicly called on Igbo leaders to move the way Obasanjo moved for Igboho. That is not a coincidence. That is a signal. That is deliberate coordination. When a man's own lawyer is using Obasanjo as the standard and the example, it tells you the direction the freedom campaign is moving. Now, has Obasanjo actually stepped foot inside Aso Rock since Tinubu came to power? Yes. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo visited the presidential seat of power in Abuja, and it was his very first Aso Rock visit since President Bola Tinubu was sworn into office. Remember, Obasanjo had been a vocal critic of this administration. He stayed away from the presidential villa even when he was invited for crucial national events like Council of State meetings. So for this man to break that silence, for this man to walk through those gates after all this time, is not a small thing. That visit sent a clear message to the entire Nigerian political class that Obasanjo is willing to engage with this administration, that a bridge is now being constructed, and that sensitive matters, including the Kanu conversation, can be placed on the table. Now, what makes all of this so powerful when you put it together and see the full video? Think of it like a chess game being played on two boards at the same time. On the first board, you have the legal battle. Mazi's appeal is climbing through the courts. His legal team is building strong constitutional arguments around jurisdiction and fair hearing, drawing from recent Supreme Court rulings that favor his position. On the second board, you have the political battle. Southeast governors, traditional rulers, and now the heavyweight of Obasanjo himself, all applying coordinated pressure on the presidency from different angles. Both boards are moving simultaneously, both timelines are converging. And when two powerful forces move toward the same destination at the same time, something must give. So, what should you watch going forward? Watch how the presidency responds to communiques coming from elder statesmen meetings. Watch whether the Southeast Governors Forum follows through on their resolution to formally meet Tinubu. Watch whether Tinubu's media team begins to soften its language around the Kanu situation. and watch the appeal courts closely, because if the legal and political timelines align the way they appear to be aligning, something very significant could happen before the year is out. When Obasanjo decides to move for someone, he moves with purpose and precision. He does not burn his political capital on small matters. For him to position himself in the conversation around Kanu's release tells you everything you need to know about where this is heading. Drop your thoughts in the comment section right now. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you see. Because we make these videos for you every single day. We break these things down for you. And your perspective truly matters to us. This is one of the most important chapters in the Nnamdi Kanu story. The moment where the legal battle and the political battle are running at full speed at the same time. And Mazi himself is watching all of it from Sokoto, preparing, waiting, and trusting the process. This man is not finished, not by a long shot. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we go catch you in the next video.